You guys, we've got to talk about the Nicki drama cause it's getting worse by the day. Things between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B hit a new low on X, and it's spiraling into chaos with tweets, insults, and even accusations that go way beyond music. Let's break this down. So yesterday, Nicki Minaj went on a full-on Twitter rampage. She wasn't just calling people out, she was unleashing some of the harshest words we've seen from her in years. And I mean, we've all seen Nicki go off before Queen Radio, the Instagram lives, the subtweets, but this was different. This felt unhinged, unfiltered, and honestly kind of scary to watch unfold in real time. One of her most shocking tweets read, "Dear Culture Vulture, your mom is pregnant with another monkey to add to her litter." The gag is that she was jealous of a little baby boy simply because his hair was longer than all four of you bald monkeys put together. Now let me just pause here because that language, calling someone's children monkeys, that's not just an insult, that's dehumanizing. That's the kind of thing that crosses every line in hip-hop beef. You can go at someone's music, their success, their credibility, but family? Kids? That's universally understood as off-limits. And Nicki knew exactly what she was doing. That set off Cardi B instantly. She fired back with, "Here you go again, starting nice and early. You sick, pathetic, loser, demonic bored. I said back in 2018, and nobody believed me that you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I had never mentioned or talked about your kid. It's one thing to be jealous of me, but to be jealous of my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they're beautiful and they're smart. And that's why God punished you with having a, she calls her kid slow. You hate your child because you wish you could brag on him and his milestones, but the only thing you can brag on is hair. You effing dummy." And Cardi's response here is telling because she's been saying this for years. She's claimed multiple times that Nicki has been obsessed with her daughter Culture since before she was even born. Back in 2018, during that infamous Harper's Bazaar party fight where Cardi threw her shoe at Nicki, Cardi accused Nicki of liking shady comments about her parenting. Nicki denied it then, but Cardi never let it go. And now, here we are in 2025, and Cardi's still saying the same thing, that Nicki has always had an unhealthy fixation on her children. Now, that's already crossing serious lines, but Nicki doubled down. She tweeted, "I'm going to kick your gums back in formation." Which, let's be honest, is a physical threat. There's no other way to interpret that. And the fact that she said gums specifically, people are speculating she's trying to say Cardi has bad teeth or dental work, which is just petty on top of threatening. Cardi immediately clapped back. "You said you going to kick my child gums back. Didn't you say you was in this is passwords now? Where you at? 'Cause today gonna be the day I go to jail." And here's where things get dangerous. Cardi is literally saying she's willing to catch a case over this. She's asking for Nicki's location. She's saying passwords, meaning it's personal now, it's real life, not just internet talk. And knowing Cardi's history, she's been in court before, she's gotten into physical altercations. She's not someone who just talks. When Cardi says she's pulling up, people believe her. And it didn't stop there. Nicki's Twitter spree went everywhere. Like, she wasn't just focused on Cardi anymore. She started throwing shots at everyone. She dropped random references like R. Kelly, Aaliyah, which people found disturbing and weird given the context of those names and their history. She was posting memes of a pregnant Barney since she's been calling Cardi Barney B for years now, mocking her purple outfit from the Harper's Bazaar incident. She tagged media outlets too, like TMZ, tweeting, "Harvey, your time is up." Now for those who don't know, Harvey Levin is the founder of TMZ, and Nicki's been vocal about feeling like TMZ has been biased against her, or giving Cardi preferential coverage, so she's calling him out directly, saying his time is up, whatever that means. Is she threatening to expose something? Is she just venting? Nobody knows, but it added to the chaos. And she even came for Charles, the TMZ co-host, saying his time was up too. Like, Charles barely covers hip-hop drama regularly, but Nicki was just naming names at this point, going after anyone she felt had wronged her. Then she switched targets to Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy, tweeting, "Charlamagne, did you put that bleaching cream on your penis?" Which is a reference to old rumors and allegations about Charlamagne's past. She's digging up decade-old tea just to be messy. And DJ Envy got caught in the crossfire too, probably because of his real estate scandal, and the fact that he and Charlamagne co-host The Breakfast Club, which has had Cardi on multiple times, and has been critical of Nicki in the past. And even tagged the President of the United States with, "Lock them all up. Imagine if you called yourself Trump the God." At this point, fans were stunned. Like, What does the president have to do with any of this? Is she asking Trump to lock up her enemies? Is she making a political statement? Is she just typing whatever comes to mind? The whole timeline felt like watching someone spiral in real time, and people were genuinely concerned. But Cardi wasn't done responding either. She wrote another open tweet to Nicki. Dear Onikika Tanya Mirage, this is my last time responding to you because this is past Twitter now. I got to see you, but first I'm going to tell you the truth. You said out your own mouth that the little girl in you hasn't forgiven. I know you experienced a lot of trauma and abuse, but drugs are not going to help you. You need to go to therapy now. I'm going to let you know this today. Your husband is not stopping you from your actions. You think I don't know. So Cardi's approach here is interesting because she's trying to take the moral high ground while still getting her digs in. She's acknowledging that Nicki has talked publicly about childhood trauma. Nicki has opened up about abuse in her past, about her father's violence, about things that shaped her. And Cardi's saying, look, I get that you've been through things, but you need professional help. You're not healing, you're self-destructing. But then she goes further. She accuses Nicki of being under the influence, suggesting she's on drugs during these rants. And she brings up Kenneth Petty, Nicki's husband, saying he's not stopping her, implying he's either enabling her or doesn't care enough to intervene. And that "you think I don't know" line? That's Cardi hinting she has information, receipts, something she could expose but is choosing not to. At least not yet. Cardi accused Nicki of being under the influence, and even suggested her husband Kenneth Petty was enabling her behavior. Cardi ended it saying, I'm not throwing away my career and my endorsements going back and forth with you, with words with a possessed person. I'll see you when I see you. And that possessed person comment is loaded. Cardi's not just saying Nicki's angry or petty, she's saying she's literally not in her right mind. That she's acting demonic, unhinged, controlled by something dark. It's the kind of language you use when you genuinely think someone needs an intervention, not just an apology. But when Nicki still didn't stop, Cardi tweeted again, I'll let you know again. Stop playing with my kids. You're just mad 'cause your son's favorite color is 5. Now get on. Yes, you heard that right. Cardi said Nicki's son's favorite color is 5. Now, for anyone confused, this is Cardi's way of mocking what she perceives as developmental delays. It's cruel jab suggesting Nicki's son doesn't understand basic concepts like colors versus numbers. And whether that's true or not, whether Cardi has any basis for saying that or not, it's an incredibly low blow. Because at that point, Cardi's doing exactly what she accused Nicki of doing, bringing innocent children into a beef that has nothing to do with them. And while the two main stars were going back and forth, other names got dragged in. JT and Santana from City Girls ended up in their own online spat during the chaos. JT has been tight with Nicki for a while now, especially since the City Girls split up and she's been trying to launch her solo career. Santana, on the other hand, has shown support for Cardi in the past. So naturally, the fan bases pulled them into it, and they started arguing on Twitter too, throwing subliminals and direct shots. Fans described the whole timeline as a circus, with everyone throwing insults and jumping in. The Barbs were defending Nicki, saying Cardi started it years ago, that she's always been the aggressor, that Nicki's just defending herself. The Bardi Gang was saying Nicki's been obsessed with Cardi since Bodak Yellow overtook her as the moment, that she can't handle not being the only girl on top. And then, you had neutral fans just eating popcorn, making memes, and documenting every single tweet before they got deleted. But here's the thing, this feud isn't just about music anymore. And honestly, was it ever really about music? Because let's be real, Nicki and Cardi make completely different kinds of hip-hop. Nicki's the technical rapper, the punchline queen, the one with the accents and characters. Cardi's the personality, the club anthem maker, the one who feels authentic and unfiltered. They're not even competing for the same lane, but somehow this became the biggest female rap rivalry of the decade. Cardi made it clear that for her, once you bring kids into it, there's no going back. She tweeted, once you talk about my kids, what else is there left for me to do when I see you? There's no high five, no bathroom talk. Put your hands up. And that's the line in the sand for Cardi. She's saying forget reconciliation, forget being cordial at events, forget the possibility of ever working together. If they run into each other anywhere, an award show, a club, a studio, it's on site. And given that both of these women travel with security, both have teams, both have a lot to lose, that's a terrifying prospect. The public reaction has been split. Some fans are riding with Cardi, saying Nicki crossed every boundary by mentioning her kids. They're pointing out that Cardi has never, at least not publicly, said anything about Nicki's son. She's never mocked him, never brought him up, never used him as ammunition. So for Nicki to go there first, and to use that kind of language, feels like an unforgivable escalation. Others are defending Nicki, saying Cardi's responses prove she can't handle the pressure. They say Cardi's always been the one to get physical first, that she threw the shoe in 2018, that she's the one constantly threatening violence while Nicki just uses words. They claim Nicki's just trolling, that it's all mind games, and that Cardi's falling for it by getting so emotional and reactive. And then there are plenty of people just watching this meltdown like it's a soap opera. They're not picking sides, they're just fascinated by the spectacle of it all. Two of the biggest female rappers of this generation, both millionaires, both mothers, both with so much to lose, and they're out here acting like this on social media for the whole world to see. But let's be real, when celebrities start attacking each other's families, making accusations about abuse, drugs, or trauma, it stops being entertainment and starts feeling sad. Like, these are real people with real children who are going to grow up and be able to Google all of this. They're going to see what was said about them, about their mothers, about their families. And that's going to do damage. Even Cardi herself said Nicki needs therapy and healing, warning that her fans are hyping her up while she's losing her mind. And she has a point. The Barbs were in those replies cheering every tweet, quote, tweeting with laughing emojis, treating it like Nicki was winning some kind of battle. But is this really winning? Is having a complete meltdown on social media, threatening media personalities, bringing up people's kids, is that really the victory they think it is? This situation leaves us with big questions. Can this feud ever be resolved, or has it gone way too far? Like, think about other hip-hop beefs that eventually squashed their drama. Jay-Z and Nas eventually made peace. 50 Cent and The Game cooled off. Even Drake and Meek Mill moved past their issues. But those beefs never got this personal, this family-oriented, this rooted in things that can't be taken back. And how much more personal can it get before it spills off social media and into real life? Because that's the real concern here. We've seen what happens when rap beef gets real. We've lost legends to this kind of energy. And while nobody wants to go there, while nobody wants to even think about that possibility, you can't ignore that Cardi is literally saying she'll go to jail over this. That's not hyperbole, that's a warning. One thing is clear, the Nicki versus Cardi saga is nowhere near over, and last night's tweets are going to fuel this fire for a long time. This is going to be dissected in think pieces, debated on podcasts, analyzed by hip-hop historians. This is going to affect how both of their legacies are remembered. Because at the end of the day, when you strip away the streams and the awards and the money, what people remember is how you made them feel. And right now, both of them are making people feel really uncomfortable about where this is headed. So buckle up, because if last night was any indication, we're in for a wild ride. And honestly, I just hope everyone involved, Nicki, Cardi, their kids, their families, gets through this without any more damage than has already been done.